Hi, my name is Darrin Lythgoe. I'm the author of the next generation of Genealogy site building, otherwise known as TNG. Today we're going to be upgrading a site from TNG version 7 to the current version, version 9. Let's start by taking a peek at the site we're upgrading. By the way, I'm using a Mac today, but everything you see here could be done on Windows as well. This is the home page. There's a surnames page. You can name it random. Just a quick peek at what this site looks like. Go over to the administrative side. You can see we're running version 7.1.2 on this site. Okay, to start with though, we need to go to the TNG 9 downloads page. Excuse me. You can see here at the top of the page there's the full version 9. If you're doing an upgrade, however, you don't want that. If you install the full version over your existing site, then you will lose your data and your customizations. So you don't want to do that unless you're trying to start over from scratch. What you want, if you're upgrading, is to scroll down a bit to get to the updates section. And first you have to find the version most appropriate for what you're running on your site right now. So we can see this site is running 7.1.2, so that counts as this, the upgrade to 9.01 from 7.x. Let's look over here on the right. It says the installation instructions will be in the file called readme7x-901.html, recommended for users who have 7.00 or higher. So that's the right one. To download, we just click on that. Actually, I've already downloaded it, so I'm going to show it to you on the desktop. Here it is. I saved it on the desktop. It's a zip file, so I need to unzip it to start with. So here I've unzipped to a new folder. Okay, so let's open the folder. Let's look for that file that we're supposed to find, readme7x. There it is. I'll double click on it. Yes, I want to open it. See, it opens in a browser. But let's look up at the address bar and notice something here. You see it starts with file : / and then the path to that file on the desktop. That tells us that we are looking at this file locally and not from our website yet. When we get down toward the bottom of the instructions, we're going to want to be looking at this file from the website, so it's important to realize the difference here. When we're on the website, you'll see http : and the name of the site there in the front. So just keep that in mind to start with. Alright, the first step in the upgrade instructions is back up your important files. There's a little hint here to open. We can see more about which files you might want to back up. And if you've backed these up recently, then you don't need to do it again, but and if you're confident in your upgrading skills, you might not need to do this as well. But it's always a good idea to have these files on your home computer anyway, just in case something goes wrong with the upgrade, something you didn't expect. So, how do we back them up? Well, the first thing we need to do is make a connection to our website with an FTP program. I've got one of those called FileZilla. Let's close this. FileZilla is a free FTP program that can be used with either Mac or Windows. So if you don't have an FTP program, I recommend you Google this, download it, install it on your computer. Now, to create a connection to your site from FileZilla, you want to go and click on this icon in the upper left. It's the Site Manager. And you can click on this button here for a new site. Let's create a new site, and we'll give it a name. We're upgrading the Monkhouse site, so I'm going to call this Monkhouse. And then over here I'm going to give it the host name. Most of these other things you can leave on the default, but for the login type it has to be normal. I'm going to type in the username and password. Try to look them up. Okay, here we go. This is a long one here. and just click connect at the bottom. And now we're connected. You see on the left hand side are my files on my computer. On the right hand side, files on the remote computer, the website. Most websites, the files, the TNG files, what you can see on the internet will be in a folder called public HTML. So let's drill down into that one. You can see here all of the version 7 TNG files. Okay, we're over on the left. We need to navigate back to our desktop to find the upgrade folder that we unzipped. So let's see if we can do that. So here's all my TNG files that I want to use for the upgrade on the left, and I want to create perhaps a folder to store my backups. So let's do that. Click and create a directory. Call it backups. Over on the right again. Let's see, I'll find some of the files that I might want to backups, like config.php contains these settings, custom config. I want to back up the footer, the style sheet, import settings, let's see the log settings, the map settings, custom meta file, custom style sheet. Let's see, oh, I passed the pedigree settings. I know I'm probably skipping one or two here, so we'll go back if we do that. Let's see, we want to get the header. Right. Let's drag these over and drop them in the backups folder. You can see there they are. One important one that I missed is the homepage index.php. So we'll drag that one over there. Okay. And after you've backed up all the files that you think are important, maybe you have some other ones that you've customized, you might want to back those up too. After that, let's go back and see what the next instruction is. Okay, we'll hide those. Get the upgrade files. Okay, we've already done that. We downloaded the zip file and we unzipped it. We noted that some of the files unzipped into some subfolders, so that's good. Now it says we need to upload the files. Okay, I'll upload all the files and folders except the special and template folders, which will be covered later. Okay, right, let's go there. Back to our FTP program. We'll upload the files. So go back to this folder. I'll highlight them all except for special and the templates. We don't need that one either. Okay, now I'm just going to drag and drop them over onto the website. See, right away it's asking, do we want to overwrite the ones that are there with the same names? And I'm going to say, yes, we will. I want to do that. This may take a couple minutes. So while that's doing that, let's go back to the instructions and see what we need to do next. Okay, now this is where it's going to tell us to open this README file from the site. We previously opened it from our local computer, so what we need to do is close this and open it again from the website. Or highlight this portion, type in the total URL, okay, now you didn't see anything change, but because the files look the same, but now we're looking at our upgrade instructions from the website. Great. Okay. The next step after our other files finish uploading is this one highlighted in pink. It was highlighted in pink because during the version 8 upgrade a lot of people skipped this for some reason. Anyway, this tells about some special files that you may or may not want to upload. If you have customized any of these files, then you can skip them. Otherwise, go ahead and upload these from the special folder into the main TNG folder. The one that most people will want to pay special attention to is the index.php, which is your home page. If you've customized the home page, which in this case I can see that they have, then you don't want to upload this file. If you want to take advantage of the special template switching that was introduced in version 8.1, there's something that you need to do to retrofit that file, and I can show you that later. Anyway, let's go back to our FTP program. Well, we can see that the upload has finished now, so that's great. Let's go and look at those files in the special folder. There we go, there's special. And I'm going to grab the ones that I know I can upload. Let's see. I'll drag those over. Okay, let's go back to the instructions. Move the custom language files. Alright, so previously the language files back in version 7 were in the folder called English or Dutch or whatever language you're using. Now they're one more folder deep in a folder called Languages. So this instruction, this link here, will help you move any custom text you may have had into the new structure. So all I have to do is click that link. Okay, it says this person was using French, but apparently the custom text file was not there, so we'll have to just do that one manually. But the English one worked fine. Okay, hide that one now. Now it says update our template. Well, in version 7, back then the way that a template was installed was to upload all the template files directly into the main TNG folder. Now in version 9 we're using a templates folder, so we know that that templates folder is not going to overwrite anything this user was doing in version 7. So we're just going to upload that whole templates folder. At the same time, we're going to retrofit the index page so that this user could use the template switching if they wanted to in the future. Okay, let's go look at the FTP. Let's find our versions 9 files here, and we're just going to grab this templates folder and move it straight over. Okay, here's our index.php. I'm going to open that one. Let's do this. Let's edit it. Okay, we got that one open. Put that over here. And then I'm also going to go back and grab in the special folder. I'm going to edit this file too. Yes. Okay. So here in the special index file, you'll see this section of code near the top. That's what we want. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go over to the user's home page. I'm going to paste that in right after the other include lines. Okay, this won't harm their current home page, but if they later decide they want to use the template switching instead, it'll all be there for them already. So save that. Okay, so to make sure. I'm going to upload that file. Okay, let's go look at our instructions again. Done the template step. Now step 8, some other file operations. Now you don't have to worry about each of these steps. That's telling you what's going to happen, but in case anything fails. But all you really need to do in most cases is just click this link. So let's click it and see if everything happens as it was supposed to happen. Success, success, success. Let's see, we had run into a couple problems here. Trying to update the log settings with a new file name, that failed. And trying to update the general settings with the new folder names, that failed. So We're going to have to go look at that in just a second. We'll make a note of that. Let's go over to the administrative area and refresh. See, the template colors are not quite right yet because we haven't finished, so nothing to worry about at the moment. Okay, let's look at the log settings. Okay, we want the administrative log to be called admin log. Okay. The other thing was new table names. Well, those table names look okay. Let's go back and see what the problem was. New folder names, sorry. Folder names. Oh yes, we have new folders for mods and extensions. So we'll add those and save. Okay. Now one other thing you'll notice with the template, I think I mentioned this a second ago, all the colors were blue, whereas before this user was obviously using template number for the red one. And I believe I may have glossed over that portion of the upgrade instructions. Let's back up to number 7. If they're not using the current template system, meaning that they uploaded everything directly into the main TNG folders, then we need to compensate for that by uploading the style sheets and images that were associated with that particular template into the main style sheet folder and image folder. So let's go back to that. So we'll find the template this user is using, template 4, and over here we're going to drag all these files, not the myTNG style file, over into the CSS folder. Now let's go back and peek at our website and refresh it. There we go. That's the right colors. Okay. Let's go back to the home page. One thing you might want to check on before you copy the images over. Let's right click on this image at the top. That's called title.gif. Okay, we don't want to overwrite that one, but we notice it's coming out of the root folder. So if we copy over the template files from the IMG folder, it's not going to mess with that. So let's do that step as well. Grab those, copy them into the IMG folder, images. Great. Next, back to the instructions. We don't need this window anymore. We've done the template and the file operations. Next is updating the database structure. This is pretty simple. All we're going to have to do is click this link to update the tables to the new structure. There we go. You notice a few of them may say failed or done previously. That's usually okay because, as it says at the bottom, this upgrade is compatible with several versions, so there may be some commands that have already been performed, so don't worry about that. We won't worry about that unless we see something later. Just going to close this one now. You'll notice that in step 9 it says LDS template codes. So what that does is, if you are using the 5-character LDS template codes among your places, this script will go through and separate those out and label them as LDS template codes. I happen to know this particular user is not using the LDS data, so we won't even worry about that. We'll just skip that step. Step 11, the map pins. If you had been using more than the default number of pin images for your Google Maps, then you should move those files over into the IMG folder at this point. I know this user wasn't doing that either, so we're going to skip that. Right, we're done, except we should also note here at the bottom that there are some files and folders that are no longer needed in this version. So we can go back to the FileZilla again, find those folders, like Google Maps. That one's no longer needed, so we will delete that one. Okay, we know that the language folders are no longer needed. Remember, let's look in the French folder first. Remember before it told us that the custom text file was not there, and sure enough it's not there. So we won't worry about deleting that when we weren't supposed to. We're just going to remove all those folders. Oops, I guess it didn't quite do what we expected. Delete. Yes. Okay, one other thing that was no longer needed is in the admin directory. We don't need any of these files except possibly for the home page and the login page. So we're just going to go find those and make sure we don't delete those. Okay. Something else that we don't need anymore. Let's sort by file type. We no longer need the style sheets in the main folder, so we'll delete those. We no longer need most of these images, but I'm going to leave them. It's okay if you leave them, but you can delete them if you'd like. And I know I can delete all these ones that say TNG, so I'm going to delete those. Let's hold on before I do that. Let's double check. Yep. One time I deleted the TNG begin file by accident, so I'm not going to do that this time. Okay. All these other files, if there's probably more that you could delete if you look at that obsolete files script specifically, you could locate those. But if you miss some or you don't get them all, then it's okay. They're harmless. But if you need to free up some space, then you can delete these files that are no longer used. Okay. That should be it. Let's go back to the home page. Look and see what it looks like now. Great. Header's still there. Let's go back to the home page. Home page looks the same. Let's check out the photos. Those look good. You can see the new rounded corners and slight shadowing there on the thumbnails. That's good. New elements like the calendar. That's there. Excellent. Okay, let's check out the administrative side one more time. We'll look and see what the template settings look like. You can see this person says template selection is enabled, but they have no template selected. Now, if we were to go down and select template 4 at this point, let's do it just for fun. I'll show you what happens. I go back to the home page. See, now that everything is lost because this is the default version of template 4. So we don't want that. In fact, we can just turn template selection off. Let's do that. Now if we go back to the home page and refresh again, we're back how we were supposed to be. Okay, I believe this upgrade is complete. Thanks for listening.